What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, August 16th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss our new videos. Okay, we have an exciting slate tonight. Let's dive into the pitcher position. One pitcher I really like is Spencer Schwellenbach. He's got a perfect dash rank of 100, and he's pitching against the 27th worst batting team, the Los Angeles Angels. Spencer Schwellenbach has an ERA of 3.95 and averages 90 pitches per game, which is solid. He's also been in great form lately, scoring 19, 26, and 41 fantasy points in his last 3 games. Schwellenbach's ownership percentage isn't available, but his dash rank and recent performance suggest he's a strong play. Moving on to the catcher position, I like William Contreras. While his dash rank is low at 29 and he's facing a middle-of-the-pack pitcher, he could be a low-owned sleeper with an ownership of 9%. Contreras has a .285 batting average and has hit 16 home runs this season. He's scored 19 fantasy points 1 game ago, although he has some negative batter and pitching advantage stats. His OPS versus lefties is a fantastic 1.106. If he can replicate some of his past performances, he could provide good value. At the first base position, Freddie Freeman is a standout pick. He's got a dash rank of 73 and is batting against a low-salary pitcher from the St. Louis Cardinals. Freeman has a .290 batting average and 17 home runs on the season. He's also 7 for 15 with 3 home runs against tonight's pitcher, translating to a 1.633 OPS. Freeman is projected to be about 19% owned, making him a solid choice for your lineup. In the second base position, Bryce Terang of the Milwaukee Brewers is an interesting option. With an ownership percentage of 11%, he's got a strong batting advantage of 23% and a pitching advantage of 30%, giving him a total batting advantage of 5,400%. He scored 22, 19, and 0 fantasy points in his last 3 games. Terang's dash rank may be low at 28, but his matchup metrics make him worth consideration. For the third base position, take a look at Mark Vientos from the New York Mets. He's got a dash rank of 78 and is facing the Miami Marlins, who are ranked 21st among overall defenses. Vientos has a batting advantage of 9% and a total batting advantage of 900%. He's averaging 7 fantasy points per game and has scored 30, 11, and 7 points in his last 3 games. His ownership percentage is around 15%, making him a viable option. At shortstop, Francisco Lindor, also from the Mets, stands out with a dash rank of 50. He's facing Miami as well. Despite a negative batting advantage metric, Lindor has a respectable .263 batting average and 23 home runs this season. He's scored 7, 21, and 12 fantasy points in his last 3 games and has a 21% ownership rate, making him a contender for your lineup. In the outfield, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. His dash rank is a perfect 100, and he's batting against a low-salary pitcher from the St. Louis Cardinals. Ohtani has a remarkable .294 batting average and 37 home runs this season. He's 4 for 5 with a 1.833 OPS against tonight's pitcher. Ohtani is projected to be highly owned at 31%, and his stats justify that. Now, for some value plays. One pitcher to note is Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians. He's facing the Milwaukee Brewers, a middle-of-the-pack team. Williams has an ERA of 4.39 and averages 30 pitches per game. Despite these numbers, he's got a good dash rank of 91. He also has a weighted OPS of 0.663, which is favorable. He scored 19, 7, and 30 fantasy points in his last 3 games, making him an intriguing value pick. In the value catcher position, Matt Thaiss from the Los Angeles Angels, priced at just $2,200, could be a sneaky play. He's facing a very tough opponent in Atlanta, but his recent performance shows potential with fantasy points of 17, 0, and 17 over the last 3 games. His low salary allows you to spend more on higher-priced studs. For a value first base pick, consider Jonah Bride from the Miami Marlins. Although his dash rank is only 30 and he's facing the 10th-ranked defense of the Mets, Bride has been solid, scoring 23, 11, and 7 fantasy points recently. He has a .276 batting average and 5 home runs on the year, and his price tag of $3,100 makes him a cost-effective option. If you're looking for a value option at second base, Whit Merrifield from Atlanta is worth mentioning. He has a projected ownership of 11% and high batter and pitching advantages, and he's facing the Los Angeles Angels, who rank 12th in defense. Merrifield has an impressive batter OPS versus pitcher stat of 5.000, batting 1.000 against him with a home run in their single matchup. At third base for value, there's Enrique Hernandez of the Dodgers. With a cheap salary of $2,800, he has an ownership percentage projected to be low. Hernandez has a 1.400 OPS against tonight's pitcher with 3 hits in 5 at-bats. Given his low price, he's a good investment. In the shortstop value position, Brooks Baldwin from the Chicago White Sox costs just $2,600. He's scored 5, 5, and 18 points in the last 3 games, and while his overall stats aren't stellar, his low cost versus potential payoff ratio makes him worth considering. Finally, for an outfield value pick, take a look at J.D. Martinez from the Mets. With a dash rank of 70 and an ownership rate of 16%, Martinez brings solid value with an 8-point average and recent scores of 7, 9, and 2 fantasy points. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to DraftDashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.